Hello geocachers, welcome back to Geo the Cacher. Today we are in Montgomery, Ohio, and we're going to be looking for some geocaches in a small nature preserve. So stay with me and we'll bring you back when we get closer to our first geocache. Hello. And let's see what we can find. Oh man, this place is just so beautiful and I never even knew it was here. Red-shouldered hawk. Still 0.2 of a mile. A tornado of 1999. It says 90% of the mature trees in this preserve were destroyed. Montgomery decided to let the forest regenerate naturally. This tornado was an F4 and had wind speeds of what velocities? 200 miles per hour. That's insane. So we're moving on. Oh, we found a nice little bridge. Beautiful little bridge. Oh. I think this is where our loop splits. Sycamore Creek box turtle. Okay, so I think we got to figure out which way we're going to go. I think we're going to go this way. Yep. It says we're still 1/10 of a mile from our geocache, but we're just loving this trail so much it makes finding the geocache almost secondary. So this is our new trail, and it's still 1/10 of a mile. So I guess we're taking this trail. It looks like the trail less traveled. We're going to find out. Sometimes you just got to follow your instinct. And I'll tell you the truth, sometimes my instincts are wrong. Sometimes they're right. So with this one, I just kind of followed my gut. And we'll see if that gets us to the... Let's see if my gut can get us to GZ quickly. I think we might be on the right path. I have a big fear today, and that's that the battery on my GPS, my phone, is running low. So I think it might end up dying on me before I get to the end of my geocaches. We're starting to get close to our first ground zero of the day. At 221 feet from it. This is actually a pretty rugged trail, which is wonderful. The trails are a little muddy today, but that's because of the rain that we had the past couple of days. I think we're just to the off-trail portion of it. Well, yep. So it looks like we're headed off trail here. I'm gonna leave my hiking stick behind for now. And we're gonna head into the bushes. Just kidding. Oh, boy, it's muddy. Okay, so we're gonna check our, it says we're 31 feet, 32, I'm 37 on that. Okay, so looks like we are as near ground zero as we're going to be. It says we're 50 feet. So we're right in the area where ground zero should be. And we're going to set you up. And see if we can find our geocache. I have a feeling that it might be over here, but so we've located our geocache and we're getting ready to go and find it. So our geocache is over here, right down that way. So let me just reach over and grab it. Here it is. Looks like it's got a little, very wet inside, but the log is in its own little container. So whoever came up with that actually came up with a pretty smart idea about how to keep our logs dry. Now I'm gonna have to use my little pokey stick trick to get the log out so that I can sign it. Now it's out, but it's too wet to sign. Might try anyway. No, it's too wet to sign. So what I think I'll do is I think I'll put a replacement log in, and then we're going to sign it. So once again, our geocache, our log, into the container. Sometimes if you leave the container upside down, it might not get as wet inside, but who knows? So we're going to put it back where we found it so that we can move on and see if we can find our next geocache. So let's move on. Okay, we've made it back to our main trail. Now we're going to go retrieve our hiking staff. Okay. Anyway, there's our trusty staff, and then we'll retrieve it and be on our way. Says it's a 1/10 of a mile, so let's roll. 518 feet. We're in the area of ground zero, and I know I'm looking for a non-traditional container, whatever that might be. I do believe we have our find. So let's set you up, and cache is down here. Look at this. There's our non-traditional. I believe our log is I think this is how we're supposed to get our log out. But the last finder, I don't think they quite understood what it was intended to be. So here's our log. Well, let's get it signed, and then we can be on our way. And we can put it back in the geocache. Put the lid back on, and then put it back where we found it. That's actually a really cool hide there. And if I didn't know what I was looking for, I might have stumbled right past it. Anyway, that's 2 down, 1 more. So we made it back to our trail. Now we're back to slipping in the mud. And we're going to go on the track of our next geocache, see if we can find it. We'll bring you back in shortly. So we'll bring you back in once we get really close to ground zero. Right now, our cache-o-meter, our phone says we are 31 feet. And actually, let's just keep rolling. I'll set my walking staff down since we're so close, 25 feet. So we'll set our staff down there, and guess what? We have stumbled upon our geocache. Wow. What do you think of that, folks? This geocache is down here. And it's kind of out in the open, but we'll make sure it gets covered up a little better. Anyway, here's our geocache. Log's dry. Looks like it's been replaced or not that long. Let's see what's in here. There we go, log signed. Log goes back in. Pen goes back in. Geocache, close the container, put it back where we found it. And, and that's number 3. So, and that's it. That's 1 more for the books. So we have 1 more down. Find the history, log the mystery, and I'll cache you on the next trail. This is Geo the Cacher, heading out.